How's everyone doing today? Let me see if I can make sure everything's working correctly. It is a holiday. I got all this other stuff. It's so loud I can't hear myself. There we go. All right, so I can turn my other. I just kind of just listen to music, passing time, guys. We're still just kind of stuck in yesterday's range. All right, let's see here. Don't know where my TikTok chat is. Oh, there it is. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching today. It is the day before the news, day before the news, day before a holiday. So the market tends to be kind of choppy around these days. So if you're going to trade, protect your account. Yeah, that's kind of what I was kind of talking about. Fish lips, watch out for the chop today. There's also a horizontal screen available if you're on the vertical screen by accident. If you go back to the YouTube page, you would notice that there is one for horizontal and vertical. So if you're not stuck watching the vertical if you don't want to. I'm not sure which one of my chats is the vertical. So if you're in a vertical, say I'm in the vertical chat. Or put V chat or something. Put the V in there. Yeah, we had a really good trading day yesterday, so hopefully we don't want to ruin it. Tomorrow's a half a day, and I think the market's closed on Thursday. Okay, so Fish Lips, you're in the vertical chat. So he may be at work or something too. I'm hoping that we can just get a pullback back into this area here, then look for a short up here. Have like this quick manipulation out of this 15 minutes here where we have like a quick manipulation trade where we hit this area right here, then sell down. So that's kind of what we're going to look for this morning at opening. Unless it happens before the opening, then I don't know if we'll take it. So if it hits the 40s and 30s before we open, we'll probably just sit here and wait and see if it'll make a high, then wait for a pullback. So we'll just have to wait and see. If we don't like the price action as far as a funded goes, we'll just probably do an eval today, because the last time that I messed up a funded account was around the holiday time, and that was back in November, and we do not want to do that again. Sorry, let's get my chats pulled over. Woo. We got a low, we got a high. So, like I said, kind of hoping here we get that nice little pullback into that 70-80% range between these 35 up to 45. Then look for a short. Then what I'll do, if I do take it, I'll just put my stop loss right above the previous day close. And if I get stopped out, you get stopped out and be done with the fundeds for the day. We do have some news today, guys. We have, I want to say FOMC minutes are later today. So it could just be choppy. I mean, I don't think FOMC affects it too much. Like FOMC, why can't I find my things? I keep moving stuff around, so I keep losing stuff where I put it on what screen it's supposed to be on. So we do have Chicago PMI numbers in 22 minutes. So that'll be what, 9:45. I don't expect anything crazy from that, from the Chicago PMI numbers. And we have FOMC meeting minutes. And I'm not really sure what kind of price action you get from that. And it looks like China has manufactured PMI numbers tonight. So you might get a little bit of movement in the Tokyo section tonight. Just remember, this is the day before the holiday, so it can just be crappy price action. It could be like yesterday, you get that one good move in the morning and the rest of the day sucks. Fish Lips, are you trading today? Has anybody got any big plans for the New Year's Eve coming up? Most of you guys all go out and do the whole bar scene and club scene, and or does anybody go to like any of the big cities and do the celebration? Ooh. See, this could be a smaller leg manipulation here. So this is kind of like a pullback here. And so you could pull fib on this leg and see if it'll just pull back right to the bottom of this leg to move up. So let's see. Yeah, so this could be like a lower high right here where it manipulates down onto the 700s and just kind of make a lower high. And I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. I don't really like this type of move for fundeds, but it does happen. So if you pull fib just on this little one candle here, so we got a low, you got not a new high, but you know, it made a higher high, not high, but a lot of times it'll hit this area, then reverse to go back up. We'll have to see what happens here. Like I said, today can be kind of tricky. Yeah, just scalping today. It might be one of these days where you just look for a little pullback and just try to get you a little 10-point trade. Make like $40 to $100 and just be done for the day. They had some more good setups yesterday after the morning shift. I mean, I wasn't on here, but I went back and looked at all of them. We had some nice little setups later that day. Technically, we're still stuck in yesterday's highs and lows. If you kind of go to the left and look at that big leg from yesterday, we're still stuck in that leg here. We're still stuck. We're still stuck in the opening range from yesterday. So there's the high from yesterday. And the low. So we're still stuck in that same range. And as you can see, it's getting kind of tighter, smaller, not really breaking lows and highs. It's just staying in this range. So this is why we were talking about just a choppy mess today. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I had that marked out wrong. Here. This was the opening range from yesterday. Yeah. So what do we got? About 2.5 more minutes left, guys, before the market opens. 2 minutes. And right now, it's really not looking really good for a nice funded setup this morning because I like to try to at least get 30 or 40 points on my fundeds with 2 micros. And today, I'm just not really sure. So it may just be an eval day and just kind of protect. See if you can sweep the lows at the opening. I'm not really sure where the London lows is at. I think we ran the London lows, but I'm not sure if we ran the Asia low. All right, 1 minute left. Definitely not going to be in a big hurry this morning to take for a trade. If anything, we'll just switch over to eval because we don't want to get chopped up a day before a holiday. Like I said, that's how I lost my last funded account, trading right before Thanksgiving. All right. There's your new low. And we're already kind of breaking out of that 15-minute range already. You must turn back on the music. All right, 15 seconds. Like I said, guys, protect your accounts today. Whoo! Man, that thing just trapped some folks. You know that did. That's a trap you and take all your profits candle. That's definitely a big manipulation candle there, guys. Oof. All right. Oh, goodness. That was insane. Remember, guys, this could be choppy today. No. Did anybody get trapped in a long? Did anybody try that breakout? That breakout was very tempting. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it could be one of these days we're just sweeping too fast. Yeah, one of these days we're just sweeping wicks and just wrecking you on both sides. If anything, I may just wait for a push up and a pullback here and see if we can just pull back and retest the 15 minutes. That's the only thing I'm going to recommend as far as your fundeds go. So basically what we need to do is push up here and to here, make some more highs, then pull your Fibonacci and try to see if this will line up with your Fibonacci and get that 15-minute retest. I think that'll be the safest way if you want to stay safe with your accounts. Or vice versa on the downside. If it pushes to the downside, you would need to wait for a push back up into the 15 minutes. If you want to be safe with your accounts today, that would be your safest play today. or at least this morning. Like I said, I'm not going to push it so hard today since we had a fairly decent day on our funded yesterday. We made about $150 to $60 on 3 different funded accounts. So I'm not going to really be in a big hurry to try to jump in on a trade this morning like we did yesterday. I need to set up my ATR here, or ATM strategy. So remember, I usually never take this 5-minute setup like this because remember, I've gotten burned on candles like this before. So what'll happen is I try to stay away from any 5-minute candle that has a massive wick on it. Woo, look at the nasty wick, guys. It's just, like I said, it's just best to stay away from this nasty crap. That's the 733 wall. Oh, shoot. Like I said, I don't want to go into the new year pissed off because I blew a funded. Especially when I've constantly repeated to myself, like, don't take a trade on the funded. That drives me mad, like, so annoying, like, especially after I'm done. I'll tell myself, please don't trade your funded today because the market is probably going to be super tough, not going to have any clean setups, and I'll trade it anyway and go have a tilt day. So going back and looking at price action, anytime that price action is kind of barcoding sideways, it's almost better to wait till after the 10 o'clock hour and wait till you get some kind of normal movement in the market. So you want to see like normal, like price action legs like this. You want to see it just, you know, just gradually moving up, and then you get the pullback, look for your entry, then, you know, take the long. So that's what I'm saying. It's just best to wait. Yeah, and this will just chop you up today, guys. So it could be what it is. It's where you don't get the good follow through. You ever had those trading days where you'll get like 10, 15 points in a reverse? I feel like it's going to be one of those days. And I really don't even want to trade my funded account, not funded, my eval, because we're fairly close to passing, and I'll be back up to my 3 funded Bulanox accounts. So I need to make like $280. Then I'll probably be done trading Bulanox evals. Then only evals I got left after that's with Padeas. I still got 3 or 4 Padeas accounts. But I don't have to be in a hurry to trade Padeas because they're one of those prop firms that don't bill monthly. So once you buy one, you own it, and you can take as long as you need to pass it. And that was some of those $8 accounts that I got back in around the Thanksgiving time, Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I was hoping that they would do another $8 sale. That way I could pick up another 1 or 2 accounts. Don't gamble. Did anybody get stuck in a trade? Did anybody try the breakouts here? Not gonna lie, guys, this is one of the days you just listen to music, drink some coffee, watch charts, and you know, if anybody wants to talk about trading, talk about trading. You know, if you have any information to share. Look above, below, fall down today. Like, this is where it could trap somebody, go all the way back up to the top. Whew. Let me mark out those lows there. Yeah, down to the 650s. There's the 15-minute retest. Oh, this thing's gonna trap some more people, because you know people got short here on this breakout here, and now it's just trapping you back to the upside. Especially if you're over leveraged, that's where it hurts. So if you've gone in fairly heavy and you get that type of pullback, I mean, 20, 30 point pullback with a couple minis is devastating. What's up, Outer? Pretty choppy starting out today. Excuse me. I'm not sure if we'll get anything today. So I think it may be one of those deals you might have to wait till like lunchtime or like later in the morning for the market to kind of just settle out. We do have news here at 9:45 in 3 minutes. We do have news. And we also have FOMC minutes today at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow's a half a day also. And Thursday, I think the market is closed for the new year. You think we're going to go all the way down to that wick at the 12 a.m. 4 hour? I mean, I'll mark that out for you. Let me put that on here for you. I'm assuming down there somewhere. Charts might look kind of weird when I switch over to look at all these lines that I have on here from. Oh my goodness. The 5-minute chart. You're talking about this wick here at the 450s or 600s? I don't know if I can see that wick there. Oh yeah, we do have that opening gap from last week. Is that the gap filling that you were talking about? I can't remember your name. Theo? Dude, you know, I lost a big trade because I was targeting that last week. I was up 70 points in a trade, and I didn't have the opening gap marked out, and literally we wicked right past where the gap started and blew right back up. And I think I only took like 10 points when I was up like 70 points. I was trying to target that 600, that opening week gap. Not even thinking about just running that wick and coming back up. We will mark it out just so that we know when we finish it. That could be a nice little bounce area for, if we do run down to the 600s, you could definitely get a nice little like 10, 20 point bounce. Sorry about that. Phone's ringing. Yes, rough. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just going to stay safe today and just try to stay out of most of this stuff just because definitely no funded trade setup. We will definitely try eval trade though. If we get down to around that level, that I think that'd be like a nice eval trade bounce off of that 4-hour wick and a whole number. So that could definitely be a good bounce spot if you're looking for like a little 10-point trade. And I'm not saying it won't pay more, because most of the time if you bounce off the 600, you'll go up to the 20, 25, or even the 50 before it comes back down. That was the close outside of your 15-minute opening candle here. But like I said, we're still not getting the follow through that you're looking for. So this is one of these days you just try to take your 10 or 15 points and get out. Look at this type of price action. I mean, this stuff right here will just ruin your day so fast. I think that probably sounds like a good plan too today, Outer. Just wait for us to run those. See if we can fill in that gap at the 600. Yeah, today has been rough. Yesterday, we only got one good set of moves. That first move in the morning that I took, the price action wasn't too bad. But after that, it's been pretty crappy the rest of the day. And you had some nice movement overnight, a lot of nice highs and lows that you could have probably found like 10 and 20 point trades. I'm thinking we're going to have to probably stick around till about 10:30 or 11 to find like a nice leg. You want a nice clean leg. You don't want to see barcoding, because right now this is just barcoding, even though it's on the 5 minutes. So I mean, you're just barcoding with what, 40-point candles pretty much. If you kind of look at the ATR on these 5-minute candles, that's at 30 and that's down to 90, so 40 points. Right at the 70, all the way back up to here, another 40, 50 point 5-minute candles. So this is definitely some good price action for anybody that's good at range range trading, if you're one of those type of traders, a lot of times what I'll do on these evals is since we broke out of this 15 minutes and just pull Fibonacci on this candle and see if we get some kind of like low pullback. But like I said, it would only be eval only. So just pull fib on this candle here and see if you get that 23% pullback. A retest, kind of a retest of the 15 minutes. Didn't get the pullback. I was looking for a retest of the 15 minutes there. If you pull fib on this, we barely got a little 10% pullback before it kind of bumped up. You really want to see it pull back into the 15 minutes to see if that 15 minutes is going to hold so it doesn't continue. Plus, we're at the previous day close and open from yesterday. So a lot of times that'll pay a nice little 10 points if it's after 10 o'clock. Did it pay 10 points the previous day close? I don't think it did. So you'd have been short here at the 44s. But like I said, it's usually you don't do that unless it's after 10 o'clock with the previous day close hit. So far, guys, still no trade for me this morning. That is one thing that I do not do is buy breakouts from 5-minute candles. And the reason why I don't do that, because I've done that in the past and you'll just get destroyed on these wicks. So it's just best to wait. I wouldn't mind seeing another retest of that 15 minutes, Theo. There's the almost 23% pullback. Has anybody taken any trades today? Or is everybody still sitting on the sidelines? Help you with $5? Oh my goodness. I don't know how $5 is going to help you. That's pretty good. Help me with $5. uh. 350 points so far, man, fish lips. That's insane. All right. Well, at least we're finally getting a little leg here. So if this leg can stay, this is where you would look for hopefully the pullback back into this range here. It's still early. It's just 10 o'clock. We still got another whole hour to try to find an entry. Looking for rejection of the 25,819. Okay, so you're looking at that big wick, to run that big wick up here. Oh, for trading. Where would you trade $5 in trading at Fact Pop? All right, we're going to pull fib on this whole leg here. So this would be a nice little turnaround right here at the 80s, then pull back into our 15 minutes. Waiting for the order block rejection. Where's that sitting at, Outer? Is that the one back in the 710s or the in that 15-minute range right here? Yep, this is we got a new high, a nice little low as far as this leg goes. I mean, it's not overall, but it's still a nice little high here and a nice little low. We just got to wait and see if we get a pullback here. All right. This is where I want to see the pullback to, back into this area here. Even better would be here. Then stop loss would be at the bottom here. So that's why I'm kind of hoping that we at least get maybe the 70% pullback, 78, or even the 86%, 90% pullback into this area, then move back up. Not really sure if I want to take this on my fundage yet, though. I think I will. This may just be an eval trade, guys, just because it's the day before a holiday, and sometimes it's just best not to trade your funded accounts before holidays. We only like to trade if it pulls back into this area here. I'm not really sure what's going on with XRP today. I haven't really looked at a lot of crypto there, Trump. I mean, this would be a really nice bounce area because right now you got the 21 sitting there, you got the VWAP sitting there, and you got the 21 trying to cross over the VWAP. You kind of hit this area and get a nice little bounce back out of that 15 minutes. And plus fill in this big 5-minute gap we got here too. I mean, that would be, man, a lot going on in this area. So this would be nice. You get a 5-minute gap fill in the middle of the 15-minute opening range along with a 60% pullback. So definitely a nice area I feel for a bounce right here. Is that what you were looking at too, Outer? Is that where you were trying to look for a pullback into for the order block? Okay. About the same setup we had yesterday. almost identical to the setup we had yesterday. If we take this, it's going to be eval only, guys. We're not going to take a funded trade. I'm just going to stay away from my fundeds a day before a holiday. I just feel it's best to do that. I'm going to set my order up here. This way, if it does get back into my zone, I can just drop it. I like dropping my order. I don't like placing a order. If we do not pull in and finish up this gap here, we may not even take this trade. We need to see a pull in to kind of back 50% or even bounce off this wick for a nice bounce out of the 700s here. So this is not where my buy is going to be. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for us to pull into this area to drag my order down. We just tapped into that gap. Hope we get something deeper than that. I mean, that's right at the top of that 15-minute range, too. What do we got left on this candle? We still got 2 minutes, so we got plenty of time to push. If we miss it, we miss it. Not a big deal. Just trying to get down there. Now, you take it at your own risk if you take this early. Like I said, I'm waiting for a deeper pull into this gap here. I wouldn't even mind seeing us hit off this wick here at the 700s. You don't trade the 16 to 34 range? Is that, oh, that's because that's where we've been ranging at all morning. So this could just be a breakout of that range and be stuck here in that range. Okay, is that kind of what you're saying? Like we could just be trading back into the range? Didn't quite get below that 60% there at the 710s. Now this is going to be an eval trade if we do get an entry here. I'm hoping for a better entry. If we can push down past the 10s, go down to the 700s, that would even be better, because then we can look to put our entry down at like the 12. And this way you kind of clear out this gap. Right now we're in the middle of that 15-minute opening gap from 8 o'clock to, what do you want to call it, 9 o'clock to 9:15. And this way it also keeps us from getting trapped in trades by coming from the backside. Now, this is still valid trade as long as it does not run the 670s. If it passes the 670s, this trade is no longer valid. All right. If we get tagged in, your stop loss would go here. And this is just the micro only, guys. We chose not to do a funded account today. This is just 2 micros, eval, no funded today. I think yesterday we had to sit through a little drawdown also. Remember, guys, eval only, no funded trade today. We're not going to take a loss or, try to go tilt a day before a holiday. If we hit our first target, we're just going to probably take our stop loss to the bottom of this wick. All right, we're just going to be in this for 5 points, guys. This way, remember, today's been super wicky. We just don't want to get, let me get back to the bottom of this candle. 7 points. We'll be in this for 7 points. Stop loss has to be down here if you want to play it right. This is where your stop loss needs to be if you want to play this trade right. So right now we're in this for what, 28 points, so about $80 for the total trade, and we're up $2,700, so we got a lot of profit on this account. If we do get stopped out. This is this account right here. We got 52,700, and we're going to be risking about $100 on this trade. So if it runs this wick, it'll just stop us out. We're about 40 seconds away from an inside bar here. All right, first inside bar. A lot of times I take these on evals. Man, if we break outside the bottom, that's gonna be probably bad news for me. We hit that first target, we're going to go to break even, though. There's that inside bar. Yeah, a lot of times, whatever side you close out on this inside bar, a lot of times you'll continue that direction. That's why we're just doing eval only today, Outer. This hadn't been the greatest price action or for funded accounts, guys. So like I said, do not recommend funded accounts for this type of trading. Wow, we're still trapped in this side of this 5-minute candle. This thing can go either way right now. Just one tick me. Come on, don't dirty me like that. Oh, come on. that thing just kissed my take profit there. Oh, don't dirty me up. All right, we're gonna at least only gonna be in this for 10 points, so. Whoop, whoop, goes the train. We're just gonna do kind of a all or nothing here. So either thing, this thing's gonna hold up and go, or this last contract, we're just not gonna get anything on it. That's dirty. Looks like our runner's gonna get stopped out here. Come on. Oh, okay. All right. Runner got stopped out. Damn it. Oh, damn it. Oh, that was dirty. We should have been a lot better move to the upside. All right. Let's pull fib on this and see where we should have went. Yeah, you would have thought on this leg we would at least got the 60% pullback, which would have been right up here to the 40s. And we were looking for 30 points, and I think we hit about, what, close to 25 points before it ripped back down. Yeah, it's just trapping people on both sides, guys. So that's why we're staying away from funded accounts today. Oh, sorry about that. I mean, technically it's still kind of a valid trade because we never did break this low at 75. Well, we're still going to be green. It is very little green. We really needed that 30-point move to kind of put us up to around about $80 to a day. Crappy. You're going to catch the bottom. You're going to see if you can catch the bottom there. What's up, Trader Motivation? How are you doing today? Like I said, this trade is still valid as long as this low never gets broke. Yeah, we're probably not going to enter. That was probably our one enter to see if we could get the pullback up here, but like I said, we just pretty much wicked all the way up, or shot all the way up 20 points, then wicked all the way back down. Is there anybody in a position right now? Except for maybe Fish Lips. I think he... Did you take the long off the 700 Fish Lips? Oh, goodness. long and short. I know, man. We keep hitting all these hold numbers. Every time I hit a hold number, I'm like, oh, fish lip entry, fish lips entry. Yeah, we haven't even broke down past the first inside bar here either. So, which that would be here. If we break this area, that inside bar is no longer validated below 86. Wow, 500 points today. That's just insane, dude. Whew. Uh-oh. I need to make sure I keep an eye on my TikTok thing because a lot of times they do that. Where they not ban it, but they inactivity will shut it down. You already got your small green. I was hoping for a nicer trade there on my eval for that 700 push. I hate that. I was just looking for 30 points. I thought we would at least wick up here and take out the bottom of these 5-minute candles. And we still did not break this 5-minute inside bar. And did we risk 40 bucks and thank you guys for the joining and likes today. So we were patient enough to wait for our trade today, but unfortunately we only took 10 points out of it and our runner got stopped out. Now we're just kind of chopping sideways. Let me pull up trading view and see where we could be possibly going here. Now we got a little demand spot here that if we can lose the 80s here, you would think we'd want to continue pushing. Trying to see. So we're also at the London lows and also at the Asia lows. If we can get below that 80s, we might continue down because that's also your PM low from yesterday. Or we could hit that spot and get a nice little bounce too. If you pull over these ICT kill zones, Retesting that 85 demand zone that we've been retesting all morning long. And it's still a valid 5-minute inside bar, but your entry would be up at 710 though. As you can see, we're at the low of yesterday's PM session. And that's 83. Man, this thing gonna... See, you would think we want to pull back, like push all the way back up to the 40s here. Because we still haven't broke that low wick down there at the 70s. And that would be your 60% pullback all the way up there at the 40s. So like if this leg holds here, so if this is like the bottom of the leg, you would most of the time get like that 50, 60, and 70% pullback on the leg back up. Sorry if the charts look a little messy with this fib on here. So there's really not a lot to do here. The only thing we can do is if we're going to break back above 700s, you almost need to get back above 710s. Then I think the biggest pullback you may get's up to the 40s before it pulls back down. But here it might be better for us to run the lows than have a pullback. So what, like a bunch of options are closing today? Luckily, we haven't done anything too stupid today to get ourselves in trouble as far as our trade goes. We patiently waited for the 60 and 70% pullback. We did get that pullback, but unfortunately, we did not get the follow through to hit our 30 and 40 points. Man, it looks like it's finally going to break this 5-minute inside bar. It's like so close. So once that breaks, that's no more a valid inside bar. Oh yeah, they're definitely doing a number on people. Hopefully everybody stays safe and didn't take a lot of unnecessary trades and just be patient today. And if you do try to take a trade, just keep your losses small. You know, just I think that we were risking about $100 on that last trade. We were risking 27 points, or wait, we were long from 700. Stop loss had to be down there. Yeah, 27 points. With 2 micros, and we're looking for 30 points. I just didn't think we would get 40 points, so that's why we chose 30, because I was looking for maybe like the 50% of the fib pullback. All right, we just broke the previous low, so now we have a new leg low here. You really need to get the low down here at 75, then you can kind of pull fib and see if you are going to get like since this will be a high, a new low, and see if you get the nice push back up here. So it'd be like a new little leg there. But if it cannot run the 70s up here, then I will probably look for another long if we just cannot get below this leg here. Because yesterday, remember, it got within a few points of that leg before it pushed all the way back up. So this is still a valid leg here, because this is still considered an inside leg until it breaks the structure here. I don't know why I have that on there. I need to take that off. I don't understand. It's like a... That was similar to something we had yesterday, where we almost pushed down to that low before we had the big push back up. Is there anybody trapped in a trade at the moment? Or taking a trade that, you know, you're looking for a short or long here? Ugly 30-minute candle. I bet so. I bet it's like one big old wick. That was the 30-minute charts for anybody who was curious. Maybe if we can break out of this range, maybe get that 50% pullback. What? 25%? That would be your 50% pullback. We'd have to get through this, run this previous wick up here at the 21s. Technically, this is still a long for me if I was still holding, because this is still a long unless it breaks the 70s. We got 30 seconds left on this candle here. $20 seconds. Yeah, I may look for a 2 micro long with you there, fish lips. I'm waiting to see what this next 5-minute candle does. We got 3 seconds left. Ah, damn it, didn't get to place it. I was trying to place an order, not jump in on an order. So I didn't get the entry I wanted. Let me pull, see how far we could go up if you pull fib on this whole leg here. So I feel like 56 could be like the max here, or 55, 50 areas. So 20, 44, I think we'll do 44. We'll shoot for 30 points on this. Or what I can do is go to break even. This way, if it comes back off that 25, we can just re-enter if it comes back to the whole number. I didn't get the entry I wanted. I wanted to be long around the 10. I didn't get much of a pullback on this 5 minute. Like I said, this is still a valid long for me because we never did break this wick here. Yeah, see, we never did break my low. As long as that low was still valid, it's still a good trade. We're just 10 points off of our original entry. Instead of being long from the 700s, we're long from 713s. How much time we got? We still got a minute and a half left on this chart, so we got plenty of time. Man, you don't think we could clear out this gap right here? We got this little gap fill in. I'm gonna at least lock in $10, at least 10 more points on this runner. Since, I mean, we're only like 3 points away from our, 5 points away from our take profit. No, we only got 30 seconds left on this damn candle. Oh, come on. We missed our profit last time by about 5 points. We're like right under this 5 minute candle right here. You would think it'd want to take out this little wick here. And see, this does not look good when you get a big wick like this. Come on. This thing could go all the way back down to the whole number, guys. Like 700 is always a magnet here. All right, we're gonna. We'll lock in at least 15, so it'd be kind of a half and half. All right, I think we should get it. We just ran this wick here. Let's see if we can get a little bit more push here. We got this wick sitting there, so I'm hoping that we can kiss this and just bump above it here. I'm sorry. Right here. We got a little gap. We got a little imbalance gap sitting there too. So you would think that we'd want to clear out this imbalance gap. And you can almost take another short here off that previous day close too if you like to trade that. All right, here's the last little push. Come on. We got 3 minutes left on this candle. Boom. Nice. So the long did work out. You just had to hold it. So we did have it mark out correctly. So look, low, high, pull your fib, look for a 70 to 80% pullback. Then the market was just kind of nuts today. Perfect. Oh. I just didn't have the nerves to hold it today, guys. Look. Same play as yesterday. I mean, I'm talking about this thing is identical for anybody that took this yesterday. Because we were in the same position yesterday, except for yesterday we got long at 700. But yesterday we got long at 690. We had to live through about 20 points to 20-something points of drawdown. So if we would have just held our trade, lived through the drawdown, and like I said, as long as this area never got broke, this is still a valid long. Even though I wish I would have went for 40 points, but I wasn't sure what kind of reaction we would get at the previous day close. So this is why we decided to take our profit before we hit that previous day close. And plus, if we pull our fib on this leg here, we could only get about a 70% pullback before we retrace here. So, nice. All right, so 2 trades today. The first one paid us 10 points with the runner break even. The second one paid us 10 points plus 30 points on the runner. So now we just need $196 to pass this eval. So we're sitting at $52,800. Yeah, it's definitely in the premium here. Done for the day. Nice clarity. Same here. I thought we were really patient today and waited on the setup. Just remember, guys, we're in a premium right now, so be careful of your, make sure you at least take a contract or 2 off if you're still long. Because you could get a nice 60% pullback here. So if we pull fib on this leg here, and if this is the high, because this is in premium, so maybe another, if this area can hold, we'll pull fib again just to make sure. As long as, if we don't break this top of this leg, we can pull fib and see if we'll get another like 50-60% pullback here. And you can actually look for another long off of that, honestly, if you wanted to. For, I would. Now, once you get into the inside legs, I would definitely, even if I was trading funded on this outside leg here, on the inside legs, it definitely would be evals only. All right, let's see what happens. Like I said, we're into premium here. Yeah, I think what my fund is, man, sometimes I just need to, this is where you just need to put on your funded trade and walk away from the charts and believe that the process is going to work. But today's price action kind of scared me away with all this choppiness and running wicks and stuff. So it wasn't clean. Man, we also just broke out of that 15-minute range. So this is definitely a good time to put away your accounts because it's 11 o'clock. So we're about 30 minutes away from the lunch hour. Yeah, my last payout with Apex got denied, Andrew. Sorry if I didn't see your message. I broke the consistency rule. Yeah, rule breaker. Yep. Methodical man, are you still in short? Oh, you're looking for, yeah, I would, that's what I'm waiting to see if we get a pullback here. Then maybe another possible long, what are you going to try to like look for, like the pullback to the 25 here? Now, is that just going to be one micro, what you put on there? No, not with Apex. Let's see. All right, guys, what we're doing now is just kind of waiting for a pullback. Wow, we're still running. So right now we're in premium on this leg here. So as soon as it breaks this 80 structure, this leg here is no longer validated. And so then you would look for a new Fibonacci, then look for a different pullback here. Oh, let me pull that again. There's 80. So we would need to make sure if that's going to be the high of this leg, then look for, so if this is the high of it, so that actually has us almost pulling all the way back down to The 50% mark would be around the 20-25 area that you're talking about, fish lips, but probably the 60% where you need it to be in discount would need to see a pullback all the way down to the 710s. $22 maybe. What time is it? It's 11. You only got a little bit longer before we're into the lunch hour. Then you're looking at possible chop until after the lunch hour. So we're only up basically 94 bucks a day because, like I said, we're only trading 2 micros. We're trying not to over leverage because we're fairly close to passing this Bulenox eval. We only need like 200 bucks left. So, and we didn't take any funded trades today. I may try like a 1 micro trade or something down here and look for 10 or 20 points. You're not looking for a squeeze today? Is there anybody in a position right now? Is anybody long or short? Or how's everybody's trading day? Have you guys been over trading, or have you been being patient and just waiting for your 1 or 2 setup? You're short. So you're short off you got short from the 50, or did you get short from that previous day close, fish lips? Thank you guys for the likes and follows today. If you're just joining us, we've only taken 2 trades today. The morning price action was pretty choppy. I mean, it would have chopped you up if you had traded that. We waited for the very first leg here, then we waited for the pullback, and we got long down in here. Well, our first entry was at 700, and it got stopped out for break even on the runner. Then we re-entered again on this last little breakout we had. Okay, so you are kind of short from the previous day close. That previous day close is at 744. Here. Most of the time, this will pay a nice little 10 points on this previous day close. If you like to just scalp for 10 points, if you struggle like holding long trades, I mean, this thing has a really high win percentage. I mean, I know nothing's 100%, but for most days, this thing usually pays 10% or 10 points. It looks like the better one kind of happened right there before the market opens. We pretty much, because this would have been the third hit, we actually already hit this level so many times. Man, look how many times we hit this level yesterday. Or we, like overnight. You usually don't have that many hits on it, so. I'm pretty sure we won't take another trade the rest of the day. So we're just going to be just sitting here just watching charts for a little bit. Then we'll probably get off the charts around 11:30 because we try not to trade during the lunch hour. I've kind of gone back and showed people this multiple times about trading in the lunch hour, and it's usually not the greatest price action. So yesterday, as you can see, once we kind of get out of this AM section, we'll just kind of just chop around for most of the part until you get into the New York PM session, which doesn't start till 1:30. As you can see, more chopping, lunch hour, more chopping, lunch hour. So this is why we do not trade going in pretty much once it's heading into that 12 o'clock time, 11:30 time. It's just best not to trade because you don't want to be kind of stuck in a trade and being at the mercy of whatever happens after lunch. See, once again, a lot of chop during that hour. More chop. I mean, you can just keep going back. Every now and then you'll get a nice little move during the lunch hour, but it doesn't happen enough to risk your account. So even like today, they had a nice one here. This one, back to chop. So usually just show people that, so it kind of like, okay, maybe trading during lunch hour is not the greatest. Just mess you up. You don't want to be stuck. What's up, Solo? Are you still trading that 15-minute range that you were trading a few months back, or have you moved on from a different one? Because didn't you say you were getting some payouts from whatever you were full sending overnight, right? Or did you find another prop firm that you could trade with? Because I remember you saying Elite made you go to live. Oh, excuse me. So this is still a valid leg as long as it does not get back above 75. So you still could get the pullback. So you don't want to see it break this leg and still be an inside leg. You just want to see a 50 to 60% pullback, then continue higher. But it may be one of those deals where we chop around through the lunch hour and you may not get that move until after lunch. But the 75 would have to stay intact. So right now we're into premium on the pullback. So for anybody that's kind of new to like the Fibonacci retracement on as far as leg goes, like if you like to trade 50% of the move or 60% of the move. So what you do is you just kind of pull from, did I pull it right? From bottom to top, depending on which way the market's going up or down. So right now we're in the 80%, 86% pullback on this leg here. But as soon as this leg breaks, this leg is no longer validated. So then what you would do is you would have your Fibonacci running from here to the top of this leg, and then you would look for a pullback off of this leg and not on this leg. No daily drawdown. Yeah, that's a lot of them do that daily drawdown. What's hurt me in the past is that daily percentage drawdown, where they only allow. That's usually what's got me with Apex in the past, is that freaking 30% drawdown or 40% drawdown. And sometimes I don't even realize it. So this is why we try not to over leverage. That's why we mainly just try to trade with 2 micros now. Man, we could have got our 50 points, but I didn't think we'd be going this high. Like I said, once we break above this previous high here, this leg is no longer validated. Then you would pull it from here to here, then look for a pullback into discount for a possible long. So you'd start here, go up to wherever this is. Really, it needs to be up here. Wherever this stops, you put it at the top of it, and then you look for some kind of pullback back into discount for a possible long position. What's up, Tammy? How have you been lately? Today we're just trying to survive the choppy mess that we started out with this morning. We were pretty patient and was able to wait for the one setup that we had. We did not take a funded trade today. The price action was just kind of choppy this morning, and we just did not feel like messing up our fundeds before a holiday. Since tomorrow's a holiday and Thursday's a holiday, then Friday don't really know what to expect since it's a day after the holiday. So I think it's best to probably wait till Monday to kind of go back to trading our funded account. Yeah, so far this has been a pretty choppy week. You might get one move out of the whole morning, maybe 2, but you have to definitely be super patient and wait. I think we've taken 2 trades all morning, so I feel like we've been pretty patient all morning. We haven't over traded, so we waited for our setups. Unfortunately, our first entry was kind of a break even. We hit our first 10 points, and I really even got away from doing the 10 points because I've been looking just for the whole move. But basically, I didn't have my stop loss where it needed to be on the first one, so we got stopped out for break even. Then we re-entered on this leg here and took 30 points out of this leg. Because my long was still valid because we never did break below the 70s. As long as 70s hold, it was still a valid leg. All right, so now we're on it. It's still not really a complete outside leg because this didn't make a low, but it is a lower. It didn't break this low. It'd have been a lot nicer if it was here up to here. So depending on where this goes, it could go to that 820 up there. There's a big wick to the left up here, all the way up to the 820s. But I would be perfectly fine not taking another entry today. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me pull fib on this for you. Man, we left a lot of points on the table. You got 500 shut down the PC. Nice. I didn't believe in my trade this morning because I just didn't know, because the price action was so tough this morning. My entry never got, well, my entry got ran, but I'm saying like my stop loss never got ran because my stop loss was at 70, and I played with it a little bit because I wasn't sure, and we consolidated this whole time around my entry, which is at the 700. The 700 was my first entry, then 713. You had this, you were having the same issue there, Outer? Yeah, I know. Usually when it chops like that, man, it's just it's so hard to hold that because you just don't know what it's going to do whenever the price action is so choppy like that. So we just ended up just leaving a bunch of profit on the table here. I just got to tell myself if the stop loss where it is at, that's where it needs to be, and that's where my stop loss needs to be, was there at the bottom of that wick, and it never got ran right here where this blue line is. My 700 trade would have been banging, but that's a lot of hindsight trading going on there. But I almost had the same thing happen yesterday. Because I was long from 690, almost the same identical setup from yesterday. I was long from 690 yesterday, and it pulled back about 20 or 30 points, but we held it. I was kind of nervous because your entry was based on the CISD or what? Just basically a 80 to 70% pullback of the previous leg, Tammy. Or basically it was this leg here. So we had a low, we had a high, and we just pulled Fibonacci and just bought back in discount. And so we got long right around the bottom of this 15-minute range. So this is how we entered this morning. But see, we entered on this leg here, and this is the leg that basically pushed up about 20 points and then came back and stopped me out for break even. So this is the leg that we took this morning. Then it chopped around for what, 5, 10, 15, 20. It took almost 25 minutes before we actually have a leg to break out. So you would have been sitting there holding this for probably about 30 minutes. And what's funny, this was the same setup as yesterday. I mean, identical. But we didn't get this type of garbage pre-market or right at the market open, so I just did not trust it this morning. So this was the setup yesterday. I'm talking about identical, almost to even the same points. So this was your low. We got long at 690. You would have had your stop loss here. Because I remember Outer said he accidentally put his stop loss on this leg instead of the pre-market low. So he did the market low, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how he said he got stopped out. Because it was this wick right here. But we never did run the pre-market low, which was at about the 60. And I think we took 40 points out of this. And almost the identical trade. The only difference is we didn't have the 30 minutes of chop. So it was almost like an instant, like, nice move. Whew. Usually the 9 o'clock. So I always mark out the 9 o'clock 15-minute candle from 9 o'clock to 9:15. That's probably what you see Methodical Man over there trading now. Yeah, Eastern time. For me, I put it on. My setup is from 8 o'clock to 8:15, but yeah, I always try to reference the Eastern time, just because of that's what the stock market's on. Was it at the 800s? No, it wasn't. Now, I may look for, along with you here, Fish Lips, if this thing can pull back. I mean, it would have to pull back all the way into the 20s here. You'll want to see it pull back right here where the VWAP and the 21 EMA. But I don't know if we'll get through those 44s. I think it'll take a lot to get through the 44s because of all the wicks that we have sitting there. Yeah, definitely Eastern time, in case I didn't see your message. So 9 o'clock to 9:15. That's what this little square is on my charts. Usually it looks a little bit cleaner in this. Most of the time, what I've noticed by going back and looking at charts, anytime that we're barcoding like this, it's almost just best to not even get in this mess and wait till after the 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock hour. Maybe this will be the day that we get some good price action during the lunch hour. That one day that we usually get decent price action. Fish Lips, where are you short from? 75? Fish Lips likes to trade whole numbers, so he takes a lot of his trades off the whole numbers. So he looks for like the 800s to get ran, 75, 50, 25, and so on back down to the 100. Because most time you do get reaction at whole numbers or the quarter numbers. All right. If we do get the pullback into this area here in the 20s, we'll just look for maybe a little 10-point trade. Still need to clean up below. Yeah, I definitely could see a pullback to the 44s at that previous day close because there is tons of wicks in that area. Like you would think that would be a nice bounce area right here at the 50s and the 40s. At least for like if you're looking for like a nice little 10-point trade. Or if you like to do like the 5-minute bull flags where, you know, if we have like 2, 3, 4 little candles and just pull back, then rips back up. Now, I don't take those type of trades on a funded account, but as far as eval goes, yeah. Outer, did you just take your one trade today? That one that we took a while ago at the 700s? Oh, goodness. I can't stop yawning. Oh, just that break-even trade? Okay. Yeah, I hated that nasty wick came back and got us on that one. Man, I thought we were going to get the breakout when it was up 20 points. All right, so it's 11:30, guys. You only really have about 30 minutes left before the lunch hour. Then it could just turn into just straight. The choppiness could get worse. I have a dozen trades. I know, dude. The amount of trades that you take off those whole numbers are insane to me, man. One of these days, I know, one of these days I'm going to learn how to do that. I know you have to do it by practicing, though. I almost don't know if I feel comfortable doing that on stream. I'd almost have to do it off to the sidelines, but to try to just because it's so mechanical. And plus you're only at one micro, so you're not super over leveraged. All right. Like I said, we may get another entry down here if we can pull back. We still got those 820s up there that we can run. If it can't reach the 750s. Man, this is definitely a possible nice little eval setup for a bear flag breakout or bull flag breakout. What's your target to the downside on your short right now? Are you just looking for 50 to get hit, then out completely? Okay. If I had to pick a position for us to pull back, it would be all the way down to the 24s. Or 25 level. And that would be the top of the 15-minute range again. have the 50 EMA on my charts. There's your 50. Woo, we just blew through that 50 pretty good. We push. All right, we're at the previous day open. Waiting to see if the 24s get hit. Clean up aisle 9. Nice. Nice. All right, we're about to have we're at the 50% now. Hopefully it gets a little bit more. Why is that different? I don't know why my 9 EMAs are different on my charts here. Our 21 EMAs different. Unless I... Oh, I see why. 'Cause that's the 14. For some reason I had the 14 EMA. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, is possible along off the 25s. That would be the 60% pullback on a leg. But what I'm going to do is probably, if we hit the 60, I'm probably not going to have my entry up to about the 35, 36. Dude, 800 points across 3 accounts is just insane. Fish Lips. That's what Fish Lips has made, just trading whole numbers today. Across 3 accounts. Man, that's pretty good. All right, about to have a new 5-minute leg. Let's see if this one can give us a last little push down there to the 25s. You can do it. I just don't want to get popped in this thing too early and then it has to sell down to the 700. That would be like worst case scenario. All right, we're going to leave our order sitting there and see if it's going to hit this. We really want to see it hit the 24s or even wick past the 24s here. Do like a quick little wick, then a bounce. Because right now we're sitting at 50% of the leg, and it could go back up here, all 50% of the leg. And there's a lot of wicks in this area too. If you look to the left, this is pretty much where we've been stuck at. We still got 3 minutes left on this 5-minute candle, so we still got quite a bit of time left on this 5-minute candle to get this push. Breakout area on the 15 seconds. Man, I don't know if I want to take this off the 50% pullback though. Come on, push down a little bit more. I just don't want to jump in this too early. I think I'm just going to tell myself if it cannot hit the 24s, we're just not going to take the trade. Yeah, we're in that middle right now, so we need to hit that 24. We still got about a minute and 50 seconds left on the charts here. Or this candle here. Come on, a little bit more. We only need about 10, 15 more point push here. Yeah, that was a nice little sell-off up there in the 90s. Oh, that was the 535. Oh, the 535 is at the 25. Nice. So is that's also where the VWAP is sitting too, at the 24. That's also the top of the 15-minute opening, my opening candle at 9 o'clock. And we may get this gap fill in right here on the 5-minute also. So a lot going on in this little area here. So could definitely get a nice bounce out of this area here. Oh, we're at the session mid right now. I haven't used that indicator in forever, Fish Lips. Where we were trading the, I don't know why, I've just kind of got away from it. So right now what we're doing is we're waiting for us to pull back into discount, which is around it kind of starts around that 24 range. So this is what we're hoping for to get a better position, is to get a pullback into the 24s. Use it just for reference targets. Yeah, it used to be seen pretty good for like a little 10-point trade. Man, it's already 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock almost. Oh, it's getting into that no trade time, guys. Sorry. Phone's going off. Woo, we only got about 10 more minutes, guys, and you're entering that lunchtime. So like I said, a lot of times this lunchtime, you're just kind of consolidation. Or if we do take it, what we'll do is just look for a quick 10 to 20 points and just get out of the trade. Oh. I know we're at the 50% mark right now of the total move. I was waiting to see if we could get that 60% pullback before we entered. I wanted to see us hit this 60, maybe wick below it on this leg here, and then just kind of put my order here sitting at the 50% and see if we get the, rest of the way pullback. Just look for, like I said, 10 to 20 points. And we have another little 5-minute gap fill in that we could close up to. So. Little 5-minute imbalance here. If this area can hold, we can look for another long out of this area. So you'll be in discounts inside of a gap, possible 5-minute top of a wick that you can. So I'm not sure how far we can pull fib on this next leg. You can kind of get an idea. But like I said, I think I'm just going to look for 10 points, 10, 20 points. Nice. All right. Yeah, we'll look at it in a sec. All right, here comes our 60% discount. I mean, 60% pullback here. I wouldn't even mind seeing it go past the 24 here if it can. This way we can get a better entry. Because right now I have my order kind of sitting at the 50% mark. I mean, that was the 25 bounce here. Then you can almost look for a possible push up back up to the 50s. Sorry about the mic. Not quite in discount where you want it to see. You really would like to see a wick past the 24s. That would be right at the 60% pullback, and that'd be on top of the 15-minute candle from earlier this morning. So that's at 22. All right, there's your discount play. So we're definitely going into discount now. See if we clear up this gap here. We got another, the imbalance is all the way down at the 10. Still got about a minute and a half left on this candle. The reason I put my entry word is because I do not want to get tagged into earlier, just in case we got to retest the 700s. Because we do have a imbalance gap sitting down at 705. Most of these legs, you'll just get a 60% pullback before we pop back up. Especially on these inside legs. Fish Ships, are you tagged in already on your 25? I was trying to be a little patient. So I was going to do like come in from the backside. I just want to make sure. I was just kind of curious what was going to happen with this area first. Because if I can get a better entry, I'd rather just get a better entry. In case we have to sell down to the whole number. And if we have to, we can always take this down to the 700s and add. Because we easily could get a 70% pullback, which that would be all the way down at the 705s. Then what we'll do is we'll add in if it does. Remember, guys, if you're just joining us, we're just trading on micros, so we're not over leveraged. This is micros on the NQ. Sorry if I missed your messages. Sometimes I get so focused on charts that I don't pay attention to my chat. Sorry about that. Like I said, we still could get a possible pullback into the 70% range. I just don't want to get wicked real quick if it comes down here and hits the 700s and pops. Uh-oh. Sorry. Oh, never mind. Those are my charts. We're still hovering around that 25 and the top of that 15-minute candle at the moment. What do we got? We're about to have a new 5-minute candle here. Woo, we're in that no time. You don't really want to take a trade. It's 12 o'clock, guys. The scalping paradise. Nice. All right, let me pull fib on this leg here and see if this is the bottom, where could we pull back to? All right, so if we get back down to the 700s, I think we're going to add into this. Was that the 12? Not quite the gap fill in. So we're about to have this gap fill in at 710s. We have a lot of wicks sitting here at 705. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It may text that 704 because we had an hour of almost 30 minutes of consolidation here. Yeah, if we push down there and touch those 704s, I may try to add at 710. If you're just joining us, guys, we're trading on 2 micros. We try to get long around the 60% pullback this morning on this leg here. But we possibly could hit the 704s here. I only say that because there's a lot of wicks here at the 704s. Lunchtime reversal pattern. I know that's the only good thing about trading on micros, man. You can sit through a little bit of drawdown if you have to. I think right now I'm still up $2,700 in this account, so we need about we got to still make about another $300 or $200. 300 if this trade fails, 200 if it works out. Does this thing not want to touch the? What was that wick there? All right, so you got about 3 wicks here. Did not get the ad in. Come on. Doesn't look like we're going to get that 704. We still may get it. It may push up here at the 25s, then push back down in the whole number again. All right, see if we get one more little push down here. So we're trying to add into here at the 704, 705s on top of all these wicks here. And I think that'd be the last gap fill in. Yeah, no, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about that silver. UNC started trading in 25. What is UNC? Is that like a coin or something? Oh, did you add already? Oh, good old lunchtime trading. This is why a lot of times I don't even take trades during lunchtimes because the market's like dead. Plus, we're going into a holiday. Well, hopefully we don't get stuck at that 21 EMA at the 34s. Yeah, I knew that we had FOMC minutes today at 2 o'clock, but I don't think they moved the market like the what is it, the FOMC statement or whatever the other AMC. Isn't there like multiple FOMC news release? I didn't think the minutes moved the market, or I don't know how much they moved the market. I don't know which ones move. I know one moves more than the other. I can't remember which one that is. I didn't know if that's where like Jerome Powell gives like his statement, or the interest rates decision, or on the economy type speech that he gives once a quarter. Try not to breathe into the microphone so heavy. How's everybody else's trading been today? I know Fish Lips is over here like knocking it out of the park with the whole numbers. All right, another pushback down here. You caught the move in the market open? Nice. I didn't even mess with that big choppy mess in the opening, man. It was pretty nasty this morning. We pretty much waited for this candle and this candle to pull back into this area. We caught this long here this morning, but it took a while for it to set up. I mean, we were sitting here almost an hour and a half to even catch that. All right, here comes the whole number here. Oh, did that thing just miss me? It did. And that's also back at the 70% pullback. You kind of don't want it to pull back any farther than the 90s at the most. All right, we're about approaching the whole number here. A lot of times you get some nice reaction around the 700s, and you're also in discount, and you had a lot of consolidation in this area. Fish lips, do you got to sit through usually a lot of like little micro trade drawdowns when trading these whole numbers? Hopefully we get another little 25 touch here. If I can get a 25 touch, I'll be good the rest of the trade then. Still got a minute left on this candle here. Fish lips, did you add in at the 704 or 700? Man, if I knew we could get a 700 touch, I'd almost did the 700. Got a little bit better entry. All right, we just want to see a little pullback on this 5-minute candle, then just kind of rip off here. Oh, this thing's just toying with me. Oh, that's dirty, fish lips. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Man, come on. At least give me the 21 touch. That's sitting at the 29. You just get the, that might have been, I wonder if that was the 9 EMA hit there. The 20s being stubborn. Either that, when I was in profit, I should have probably took 2 contracts off. That way it puts me back down at two micros instead of the 4. Because I really do not want to sit through drawdown all the way to the bottom of this leg. One more little push. What do we got? 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Give it a chance. Heck yeah. Oh, the 20 is still not giving up the 20. And plus we're at the top of that 15-minute range there at the 20s. What do we got? We got 1 minute 30 seconds left on this candle. So it's dying to clean up above. Yeah, I mean, we're in discount right now. So, I mean, this would be this is discount buy-in right here. So hopefully we can pull back into premium. We're doing the micros NQ knowledge. I mean, right now I'm over $100 if I closed it here just for today. If I got stopped out here, it would just be a break-even day. We would just risk the profits that we made this morning. Oh, that's going to be dirty if this thing comes back down. We don't want to retest the 700s. Come on. Fish slips, any other time, this thing done ripped up there through the 25s, up to the 50. Still got about 2.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. And like I said, right now we are in discount. Get out and push. Yeah, no kidding. You know, as soon as I close this thing is just going to like rip off. It's going to rip all the way back up into premium up here in the 50s. Five points, my guy. 5 points. OMG, man. This is why a lot of times I will not take trades during the lunch hour. Because you have to just kind of live through the lunchtime chop. Either that or this is where you just walk away. Just put your entry where it needs to be, your stop loss, and just walk away. We're looking for whole numbers. So we pretty much longed off the 25 or 30 earlier because we thought we would maybe get a bounce at that 60% pullback. And then we re-added again down at the 704s. I mean, we're in a discount price right now, so we're still around the 60%. That 24 range is the discount price. So basically, you're buying a discount and looking to sell up here in premium, which is around the 50 range. Oh, there she goes. Oh, don't tick me. Oh, it hit the freaking VWAP there at the 724. Oh, come on. Boy, they're making this tough. I should have. I mean, I'm talking about like I was 1 point away from the 25s. I don't want to sit through drawdown no more. So much like, do I just sell 2 contracts? I know what happens. As soon as I sell it, this thing will just rip off. That's usually how it goes. No, come on. Oh, they were looking for that person that's already at break even. That's what would have happened. Like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go to break even. We're up 9 points. And it comes back and stops you out. That's the way it usually goes. Yeah, you definitely gotta have a lot of patience to trade through these whole numbers, Fish Lips. What's up, Christian? Where are you long from? I wish I was long from 700s instead of this 17s. Nice. Look at my entry now. It's all the way back down at the 705s. All right, so we got one left. So that needs to be a sell limit here. All right. Ooh, this is gonna be the last trade of the morning, guys. You should get a pullback all the way up to the 60s. So if we pull fib on this whole leg, you're still in discount price. We're just taking it off at the 38%. I mean, I don't see how we don't at least get back up to the previous day close here. I mean, I'm not saying how long it will take to get back up there, but you would think that we would want to push back up into this area up here to the 60s. So right now, my average entry since we bought in is down at 705. Man, I feel like we could get those 50s up there. Do we try the 50s, Fish Lips? What do you think? I don't have very much time. We either gotta. What we can do is follow our 5-minute candles up. Oh, there's that breaker. Is this the breaker here? Or is that the breaker here? Is it this one? here. Sorry if I'm zoomed in to a lot, guys. Oh, your first target was session mid. Yeah, I almost targeted 35s, but I'm just going to follow it up as much as I can. What do we got? Still 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. So hopefully we still got some kind of push here. If we hit our target, that should put us less than $100 away from passing this account. Oh, is that what you're targeting, the 750? Man, it's very tempting, fish lips. Unless I get pulled back on and stopped out here. But that's okay. We got at least 15 points locked in. Christian, where are you long from? I think I'm gonna shoot for the 50s up there. No. Either that or we're gonna follow the 5-minute candles up. So we're about 30 seconds away from a new 5-minute candle, and we're still just barely above. We're still kind of in discount. So you would have to get into the 60s to kind of get into premium on this next leg. So basically in 10 seconds, this candle is going to print. As long as this is still the low of this 5-minute candle, we're going to take our stop loss here. And I might even do the 25. That's back at the VWAP. We're targeting the 50s. Or if we just get a pullback and get stopped out. And if you pull fib on this leg, if you're looking for a 50 to 60% pullback into premium, that would be around the 60s. So 50% of the leg is sitting at about 47. Then 60 is sitting right there in this area here. So hopefully we can at least get the 60% pullback up to the 60s. And I bought actually right on the edge of the freaking premium or discount. So instead of waiting for us to get that 70% pullback, I bought at the freaking 60. And that was the drawdown that I was sitting through. Like I said, sorry. Am I? Oh. I was like, why aren't my charts adjusting? I guess I'm on two different charts on my screens. Yeah, I am. I was like, why is it doing that? I think I'm going to do 45. Sorry if my charts look kind of weird over there, TikTok. I didn't realize that you guys were looking at my other charts. I mean, they show the same trade. It's just, I don't want to get wicked out if we just barely touch that 24 here. Because we got a bunch of wicks right here. I think this will save us. If not, we'll just get 15 points and move on. The mid said F you. Is that when it hit the 50% mark? Oh, come on. That's okay. All right. Didn't get the 50 or like the runner like we were hoping. None shall pass the 50% mark. All right, so that only puts us about $150 away from being done with this account. So thank you guys all for watching and hanging out today. I usually do not take trades during this time. Usually I try my best to stay away from lunchtime trades. I have not fared well in the past, and a lot of times I end up getting chopped up. So a lot of times we won't even trade this time of the day. Most of the time, once that 12 o'clock hour hits, it's just best to, you know, put the charts away and come back at 1:30, 2 o'clock. All right. I got like 3 or 4 different things on my chart to try to find. All right, thank you guys for watching. Remember, we took no funded trades today because it was a day before a holiday, so we decided not to trade fundeds. And we probably won't trade tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be a half a day, I think. And Thursday, I think the market is closed altogether. I think even the futures are closed, if I'm not mistaken. So I think everything will be closed for New Year's Eve. All right, guys. Thank you, guys.